Welcome back to the online session, students. Let us continue the topic networking in Java. In the previous session, we have discussed what is a network and how to get the details of a URL. And as we have already seen, discussed the topics on the protocols, uh, TCP/IP, UDP protocol, etc. And today's topic we are going to discuss is creating a server that sends a data to the client, and a client side we create a program and that receives the data which are sent by a server. Let us look at the program at the server side. So in this program I have created a server socket object SS. I've created a server socket object SS and named it as an SS, for which I have assigned some port number. I have mentioned it as of a 111 in this case. And now we should make sure that the server wait till client accepts the request which are sent by the server. So for that I have used a socket class through which I have created an object for the socket class. So ss.accept method which gives a message saying that connection has established between server and a client. Now I have attached output stream to the server socket by using get output stream method. Get output stream method. You could see that get output stream method. So this method returns output stream object. This stream is used by the socket to send data to the client. So at the other end, a client should receive a data. So for that I have used a print stream and I have created an object. Through to that print stream object I have attached a output stream object. You could see this here in this class. For the next the message from the server side I'm passing it as hi client, how are you. This string which is allocated to a variable named it as str, and then I'm trying to print the string onto the client side, ps.println str and ps.println. I'm trying to print one more string by. So let me close all the objects which I have opened it for the purpose of printing, or it might be accepting, or it might be a connection establishing, it might be. So that's the reason I have closed all these things. ps.close, ss.close and s.close. So this is the server side program. Now let us look at the client side program. When you look at the client side, so here no need of having a server socket, because server socket class need to be at a server side to send data from the servers. So in this case I'm creating an object for a socket class. So for this I'm passing two parameters, one as of a local host and one is a 111. Localhost just because of these two programs that are my server program as well as my client, means to say that server and client programs are getting executed in single machine. That is the purpose I have used a localhost, and 111 is a port number which has established a point for client and server for communication. And next I have used a object O, which is of a input stream class to read to receive the data which is coming from the server. For that I have attached a input stream class object, and then to read the string which is coming, for that I have used a buffer reader BR. So as you could see that O object, that is input stream object, has been attached to the BR object, and then I've created a str string, and while loop will accept the information, the data which is coming from the server side, and the later I have closed BR object as well as S objects. So in order to run this program and these two programs, you need to open two command prompts, one for server side, one for client side. One command prompt indicates server operations, that is the server is trying to send a data to the client. The side other command prompt represents the data which is coming from the server side, that will be shown it with two command prompts. Even you could run on two different machines, but the process will be different for two different machines, but that you have to set a IP address for a computers. As of now I am showing it in only one machine. So you could see that this is a server side command prompt, and other one I have is client side machine. Assume that this is server side, this command prompt represents a server side machine, and this command prompt represents client side machines. Let me run first. Let me compile server side program java c my server dot java. So once it get compiled, and then immediately you run this. So before running you have to compile a client side program also, java c my client. Let me compile this. Even client program got compiled, and now let us run the server program. Java my server. Let me run this. Soon I have run that. I mean the server program got executed. You cannot view any operation, or the data which is sent by the server will not be received, because there should be a there need to be a connection need to get established. So for that I have to compile, so I have to run my client program also. Run it. The moment I enter, I run a client machine, you could see that immediately a message will be displayed at the server side as of connection established. Soon the connection established, it displays immediately the data will be sent to the client side. You could see that from a server there is a message saying that hi client, how are you, and from a server even it is a message saying bye. So this type of communication we could generally call it as a one-way communication. I hope you are understanding it. So now let us look at the two-way communication. So let us look at the two-way communication. So see, in the previous program we have discussed it's a one-way communications. That's what where exactly a server will be able to provide services, but the client will be only receiving the services which are being provided by the server. So now in this program there will be a communication between server and a client. A client even can request something and server can respond for the respective request. You could see that in the program in the previous whatever we have. Now let us look at the two-way communication programs. The first, let us look at the server side. So in this program, as we have done it in a one-way communication, we have used a server socket object for which we have connected used a port number, some port number, as I have used it 111 itself, and then soon after connecting a port number to the object server socket object, then I have trying to establish a connection so that this socket S object indicates that the server side connection got established to the client. The print stream, in this I have used a print stream class PS. So in order to send the data to the client, so you could observe here we are using buffer reader object BR. This BR object, to this BR object I have connected a object of client class, that is socket S dot get input stream. So this buffer reader will help to read the data which is coming, and another one BR1 which helps to send data to the client side. See what is so in this case both the operations has to be performed, that is data to be sent and received. So it has to happen to and fro. So that is the reason we have used two buffered reader objects as a BR and BR1. And while true, if the condition satisfies, then data will be read and sent to the client. As you could see that at the end we have closed all the objects which have opened, and on the other side we have written a client program also. So public static void main, in which I have created a socket class object S, a local host and a port number 111. So for which I am attaching a output stream object DOS, so that this data output stream DOS object which will read the data which is coming, which will help so a client program to send data to the server, and buffered reader BR which helps to read the data which is coming from the server. So one more buffered reader object we have created it as of KK. So this buffered reader will helps to attach a keyboard, so that there should be a communication between server and a client. In these two programs we have used two buffered reader objects. So in the server we have used BR and BR1, in the client we have used BR as well as a KK. So on the two sides we have attached a default input device as of a keyboard, that is the system.in to the input stream reader. In turns input stream reader got connected to a object KK, that is buffered reader. So this while loop which helps to read and send data to and fro. After that we have closed all the objects which are opened. So now let us execute this and see that how two-way communication happens. So for this also I have used two command prompts. One represents server machine, other represents client machine. First let us compile server machine program, my server 1 in this case. So soon after that let me compile client program, my client 1 in this case. Once the client program got compiled, let me run Java server program. Once the server program got executed successfully, immediately I have to run client program. The moment I have run it and the connection got established, you could see that immediately that connection established message string will be displayed at the server end. See, in this case you could see that this is happening. So once the connection got established, the moment you run a client machine, immediately you could see a message which is displayed at a server side stating as connection established. And now from the client side you have to send some request to the server. Hello. And immediately that message will be displayed at server side, and now server has to respond for it, hi, and immediately that message will be displayed at client side. See, once again you have to come back to the client side and respond for the message, how are you. That message will be displayed at the server side, and immediately server should respond for the request which are sent by the client. I'm fine, thank you. Immediately the message will be sent to the client side, and so on and so forth. This two-way communication will takes place in Java. I hope you people got understood the concept of networking in Java. Thank you.